Okay, we are here again with our like market structure, I guess you could call it. I don't know how to really explain it, but here, I'll go to that and bearish market structure. So here are our two different like market structures. The market can move in it can move in like these two ways, or it can also move in like there's some other things I'll teach you guys, but this is just for people that are learning, starting out trading, right? So market structure, right? So it's pretty much what is the market doing? So in a bullish market structure, which pretty much just means like going up in a sense. Bullish means going up, bearish means going down. I didn't create that. It's just how it's always been. So but yeah, so bullish market structure means that we are going up, right? But it also, the way to determine the market structure, right, is when you see this, you see, so let's say we create here, I'll remark it out right now. So we come here, right, we start like this, right? And right now we're not doing anything, right? We just went up and then came back down. The way to know it's a bullish market structure is that we went above this price and we made a higher, let me see, can I edit this? Oh, no, I can't, so it's fine. I'll add it. So we came above, and we didn't go below this low, because we went below this low, it turned into a bearish market structure because we're creating lower lows. But then we create up higher, right? So we just created a higher low right here, right? So we went up. So that's pretty much what we're doing is we make lower lows, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And it's the same for a bearish market structure. You see, we started up here, we create this high right up here, and we created this low, and we can see that we came through this low and then didn't come back to this high, right? And we created a lower high before coming back here again, so we're still bearish. And then these are our two right here, right? And then we also have a market structure shift, right? So this is a market structure shift right here. So what a market structure shift would be if we're creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and then you see this, right? So now we had our lower lows, higher highs, right? We kept going below, kept not reaching these, but now, and we weren't reaching the highs, right? But now we swept that low, and now look, we came above this high, which can show us that this would be like a market structure shift. So we're not in bearish momentum anymore. There's still other things that can confirm it, because we could also be grabbing liquidity somewhere. And in higher time frame, when you look at something like this, you always have to, I'm big on like higher time frame, so we'll learn more about that. But in high time frame, something can look like this, right, on like an hourly chart, but on the 1 minute it looks like this. We're creating like lows, higher lows, lows, like, oh shoot, wait, actually let me do it better. So pretty much, let me bring this down here. What you can see though is that this would be like the hourly, right? But on like the couple minute chart, it looked like this below, right? It looked like this, and you could see something like this maybe, and go low down to this low, and then we'd come up here, maybe sweeping this liquidity, and then we keep going lower, right? So that's just, that might not be like, this might look like a market structure shift on the lower time frame, but on the higher time frame, we're just creating another lower high, right? So that can happen. We can also have times in the market where we have bullish and bearish market structure. This is just called, it's like the chop, which you don't want to get caught in the chop, people will say, or accumulation. I hope I spelled that right. Which means we're just accumulating. We're not really doing anything. So you'll see us be kind of like this, right? And we're not really doing anything, right? There's no real market structure here. You can still see stuff like this sometimes, right? Like the lows will be weird and the highs will be weird, but that's still really, we're not really moving in one direction towards anything, right? So we're just kind of sitting here chopping. So this can give us pretty much essentially a bias, right? To where we want to see our trade go on our day. So what you do when you come into the day is you see what the market structure looks like, right? So if the market structure on the high time frame, on let's say an hourly chart, 4-hour chart, daily chart, it looks like we're going up, right? What you want to do is you want to take your trades in continuation to that, right? So let's go check the hourly here, right? So here it doesn't look very obvious. Here, we'll go like 15 minutes. It probably looks a little better to see. And then we can also change from candlesticks to lines so it looks better. So as you can see here, right, this right here, oh shoot, right here, was our accumulation zone we were just talking about, right? We kind of just weren't doing anything. There wasn't any like clear structure. We're just kind of going up and down, not really doing anything, right? This, however, if you look at this right here, we'll make this one blue because it doesn't really, let's just do it. This is bearish market structure, or we are going down. It's not very clear as in higher highs, higher lows, but look, see, we have this high up here. We create this low kind of, and we create this high that's below this high, and then we create a lower low, and then we create a little high right here, a low, a little high, a low, high, low, high, low, high, low, and you can see we're trending downwards, right? And right here, look, we're starting to break above. We just created a higher low, so this might be a change in the market structure. So this might be a market structure shift right here. But this is an example for our bearish, right? So we want to be taking trades in correlation to our bearish market thing, and we want to see the low time frame agree with the high time frame, right? So this is the higher time frame saying this, but if the lower time frame is, let's say, here, let me go back to where's the path? The path, right? So let's say this right here in this whole momentum, right? Or let's say this right here, this area. We're seeing it start to go down. This little up area, this is 15-minute, like this happened for 15 minutes of price. We don't want to be trading in there because price is going up, right? So before it goes down again. So you don't want to get caught in the fact that you see price going higher, because in hindsight, like when you look at it down here, it looks like it's going up because you're zoomed in, you're on a lower time frame. It looks like, oh yeah, we're going up here, right? But realistically, we're just creating a lower high in the scheme of this whole thing. So what this can also help us do is find a better entry, so we can tap into some sort of point of interest up in here. Wait, let me turn off the magnet. We can tap into some sort of point of interest before going lower, right? And so that's how we're going to structure our trades, is we're going to find something that correlates with the high time frame narrative, and then we're going to allow low time frame to give us our entry. So we see the high time frame narrative is bearish. We come up here, right? Even though it's looking like going higher, we do see something. And then what I trade is called fair value gaps. You might not know about that, but we'll do more videos on that, which where we come up and then there's something in here that we break below, signaling me that we're going to go lower, right? And so that's what I like to look at. So right, like I bet you it's probably there on like the 5-minute. Maybe it's not, I don't know. But yeah, so you can see though, like it doesn't look as obvious, so you can use that chart on your trading view though, the line chart. But if you do look at it, we're making lower, like higher lows, or lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and we just keep trending down, right? So that's pretty much how you can see that. And yeah, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, or you guys can join my Discord in my bio and get a hold of me there.